Hello, welcome back. So the time has come. I did a lot of talking, a lot of yapping about the problems with this game and what it needs to recover, and what it needs to get better. And Yuffie has finally come. We finally get a new character. Is the game saved? Is the game good now? Well, the problem with that is, while it is good that we got a new character finally, it is a step in the right direction, but it's like the bare minimum. It's way overdue. We should have had this stuff in the game way longer. I'm still a little annoyed that we haven't gotten more summons. There's still no Leviathan, no Titan, whatever our wind summon will end up being. But you know, that stuff will come hopefully soon. Like I said, I mean, this is good. It is a step in the right direction. But what the devs really need to do and consider is ironing out a proper schedule of when they're going to give us new stuff. And the character was actually not even tied to the story. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but as soon as you log in, you get Yuffie handed to you in your inventory. She's already there, already leveled, before you even go and do the storyline. So I know, like, a lot of people want to say, like, oh, well, they probably were waiting. They need to wait for the right storyline to release the right characters. Like, no, they really don't. No, they really don't, because the story doesn't even have anything to do with unlocking the character. But, hey, so let's talk about Yuffie. I'll talk more about the direction of the game and whether I think, you know, what I think about it. But let's talk about Yuffie. First of all, I'm excited. I'm excited that she's finally here. I'm excited to finally have a new character. I think her banner is a little weird. Her banner is a little questionable. Probably not super profitable. However, it's the first banner that released with the character. It's more than likely bait for what the next banner is. So while it is nice, I like the outfit, and I might grab the outfit just because I really want the Moogle outfit. This might be the only time we see a Moogle-like outfit ever. And I gotta have the Moogle. That's my mindset. I have a Chocobo. I want to have a Moogle as well. And the chances of them giving it as an event costume or something are probably slim if Yuffie has one. So, but I could be wrong. We could get somebody in a full-on Moogle outfit, which would be pretty cool, like a Moogle mascot outfit. That would be pretty cool. But I think I'm going to grab the outfit. I don't think the banner's that great. But like I said, I think that the next banner that's going to come is going to be something crazy. It's probably going to be something really crazy. A mix between, hopefully, if they're smart, like I said, they do the first banner with her and then whatever weapon, and then the next banner they do her with, you know, one of the old characters again. But that next banner I think is going to be really sweet, so I'm probably going to hold out for that. Also, I'm a little reluctant. I was reluctant to pull on this banner because I can't wishlist the... You can't wishlist the fire weapons yet. That banner was still up. Is it still up? I think today's the last day of that banner. So if the banner updates and you're able to wishlist those things later on tonight, I may do some pulls to try to do that. But yeah. I'm going to get out of this menu because I'm sick of hearing this fanfare. I think the 400% EXP bonus is really cool. That's great. It's great for not only new players, but for veteran players to be able to catch Yuffie up and be able to use her. But more specifically, it's great for new players. And new players will have a character that they can run in co-op that's going to be way higher level than the other ones. And that's just going to be massively beneficial to have like a carry character to do stuff with. So I think that's cool. I think they've done a lot of really good stuff. They have been exceedingly generous with all the giveaways. They always are, which, you know, it worries me. because they have to be profitable as well. So that's just my only concerns with this. Like, they released a new character, but again, it's just one, and they haven't announced any kind of coherent schedule. If they hit us with a curveball in the next 2 weeks and say, hey, what's next month? February? If they say, hey, mid-February, new character, new story, then then we'd be cooking with gas. Then things would be really moving in the right direction, in my opinion. But this is just one character. If they do another 3-month wait for a character, like, this game will not survive. I do not think this game will survive more than a year. I mean, we'll be at like 9 months at that point. 9 months into the game with only 2 new characters. That's like, I think that's ridiculous with how many characters they have access to. Like, we can't just keep pulling time and time again for the same characters. It's like, I can only build the same characters so many different ways. I want to see new stuff. But yeah, Yuffie. So Yuffie brings a very interesting new dynamic to the game. Poison, which I did actually do. What did I do? I think I used 10 of her tickets. We got 60. I used 10 of her tickets, I believe, and I actually got a copy of the Twin Viper, and I had a chance to try out the Poison. We'll take a look at my Yuffie. But yeah, I think the Poison's great. Any opportunity that the Poison is going to be able to work, I think that's going to be an awesome dynamic that they brought to the game. I really hope the developers don't just make every single thing in the game poison immune. I mean, there is a pretty good amount of variety. There are some enemies that are immune to everything, and I'm sure they're going to keep doing that. But that's my fear with like a dynamic like hers, like having access to poison or any debuffs that they may add in the future. It's problematic if they start making every single hard fight immune to everything. So I hope that, like, they start doing something where they may work in the boss is immune to everything but poison, or everything except, stun. So, like, we are able to work some of these dynamics into various fights, because if they're not useful during bosses, like, what's the point? They're completely worthless. And they shouldn't have been added in the game in the first place. So if we're not going to be able to use these abilities or benefit from the debuffs, then it was pointless. It was pointless to make these items. But so far, there is variety. I have used it. It worked on Reno when I was doing the co-ops for him. It worked on Reno when I was doing his co-ops. I think it worked on some of the Gallon, Bolier, or whatever enemies they are, those big fucking frog things. I think it works on some of them. So there are enemies where it works on, and I think it's pretty good. It lasts a decent amount of time. It does a pretty decent amount of damage, like 700 to 1,000 per tick, but it keeps ticking for a while. So yeah, I think it's really cool to have a support character, which she mostly is. She has a lot of elemental debuffs, which is awesome. A lot of her base weapons come with fire resist down, lightning resist down, ice resist down. She's a very, very well-rounded character that's very good support. And I think with one of those debuff weapons, she can actually self-debuff, because I think she has an elemental weapon, and surely they're gonna release some elemental weapons as well for her coming up. So just imagine that, she'll be able to self debuff probably up to high potency with, like, her own elemental weapons, and that's gonna be great. It's gonna be her LBs, her second LB I think is amazing. Attack and magic attack up on the whole team. I think that's great. We don't have an attack up for the full team yet, so this is the first one. and it stacks up to high, although you can't necessarily use it twice unless you have 2 Yufis. So there's a potential that there will be some weapons that might come out that have AoE attack and magic attack up, at least like low potency, that will be able to buff and stack to help out Yuffie's LB. So I think it's great that they've added that. I think it's a great LB. I think she's a pretty good character, and I'm excited to level her up and pull some stuff for her. And like I said, I still pretty much have all the tickets. I'll probably record a separate video where I'll burn all the tickets. Although generally, I didn't really want to make videos like that anymore and promote this game in that light until it fixed itself. But I have a couple days off work. If anybody was wondering where I've been working very hard. And just way too tired to really focus on this game or making videos or any of that stuff. But yeah, I've got a day or two off, and I wanted to talk about the new stuff. So to go back on what I think about the overall state of the game, because you know, they finally add a new character, but I don't think that necessarily solved our problem yet, because with the new character, we got the basic story content update that we've gotten without characters, and it's about the same amount of stuff. The story's pretty short. You get a new dungeon. You do the Criterion dungeons. You do the Crisis dungeons, and I really do not like having to do the same dungeon 6 fucking times. Apparently, I guess everybody else loves this, but I do not like this setup. I do not like that they basically make you do, because you have to do the exploration as part of the story, and then you got to do the Criterion dungeons twice, and then you got to do the Crisis dungeon twice. That's 5 runs right there on the same fucking stage. And then if there's very hard, there's 1 more, right? So that's 6. And if you fail on getting S+ on any of those and you want to rerun them, that's even more. So it's just like, that's so, I don't know. You know, I should be grateful to have content to do, and I am grateful to get the rewards from it. The rewards are always great. No complaints there. The rewards from events, from giveaways, their generosity is always great. I want to make it clear that I'm not complaining about that stuff. That stuff's always great. But the content is just so short-lived, and it's kind of weird. I was reading the story for Yuffie's story. I don't like the way they abridged this part of the storyline at all. I don't know. Like, that could just be a personal thing, but I didn't like it. I don't like how Yuffie steals the money. Like, they change weird stuff for weird reasons. And, like, I feel like you don't meet her in the same light. Like, you meet her... I don't know. The whole meeting of Yuffie was weird. And again, I thought it was weird that especially you don't have to do that before unlocking the character. Like, the character... You already have the character, so it's like... Well, I don't need to meet her now because I already have her. So get this stuff out of my way. Skip, which is what I did for most of it. But I did listen to and read some of it, obviously, because I saw the part about her stealing the money. And I didn't like that. I thought that was weird. And then the whole Chocobo friend thing was like... Cloud was like, I'll never let monsters attack something this adorable. It was totally not Cloud-like. Cloud would not say something like that. He'd probably just be like, whatever. And they'd be like, Cloud, you can't let this adorable... Like, Tifa or Aerith would yell at him and say, Cloud, you can't let this adorable Chocobo be attacked by these monsters. And he'd be like, okay. Like, that would have made more sense, but it's like, oh no, the Chocobo. Cloud's like, I'll never let these monsters attack that adorable Chocobo. It's just like, who are you and what have you done with Cloud, you fucking imposter? So I really don't like the way that they did the storyline for this part. But You know, yeah, the content, it is what it is. I'm happy that we got new content, finally. I just really think, again, that they need to have a solid schedule. We can't wait another month for new shit, or like more than another month for new shit. So hopefully they got the memo, they got the message that, like, hopefully they see some positive feedback and some positive player growth and profit growth from the release of Yuffie in these next two banners, and they are more willing to consider adding new characters. But also, where are the summons? We need our summons. Like, come on, guys. Like, get with the program here. We've had the same 3 boring element summons, and we've been missing the same 3 element summons, water, earth, and wind, since the dawn of time. Like, come on. Start introducing them already, please. The re-added event is great, especially being able to get crystals again. Like, are you serious? Holy shit. That is amazing. I think that's great. Way too generous. Not complaining, but way too generous. But that's good. Like, I'm never gonna fault them for not being generous and the rewards not being good, because they are. They give away tons of free weapons that you can use as sub weapons in the events. So many. We're getting more. We're gonna be able to take our Torn Wings up to +10, and our Left Go, whatever it's called, fucking weird Barrett gun. We're going to be able to take them up to +10, which is awesome. Maybe even +20 if they wiggled some more in there. I don't know. But if not, hey, you know, we'll wait for the next rerun, get them up to +20. That's cool. So over time, like, we're just getting really hooked up with these awesome sub weapons, and they really are awesome sub weapons. I invest into all these event weapons, especially as a free-to-play who, like, skips almost every banner. Like, I really need to power up these event weapons. Well, let's check it out. I'll show you my weapon list here. You'll see most of them, most of the highest ones, are event weapons. And I even pushed some of them to 90. Because, you know, why not? All these guys here, because they're all, like, you know. Oh, I only got this to +16? Really? Nuts. Well, this one only got them +11. Damn. I actually thought I got them a little further, but I forgot the dynamic of getting these weapons was a little different. But yeah, I +9. I made a bunch of these 90. I don't regret it at all. I know it's not advised because we get limited mithril, but they're releasing more dungeons. And like, a lot of my other stuff isn't really good enough to go to 90 yet. Like, it just doesn't feel deserving until it's pink, you know? So it's just like, screw this other stuff. It's got, like, I made this one 90. But yeah, like, most of them I don't do 90 unless I really, like, find myself using them a lot. Or they're already maxed out at overboost 10 plus. But yeah, so they give us tons of great sub weapons, tons of great stuff. I'm never going to complain about the rewards in this game. Tons of crystals, tons of free draws. Yeah, they're exceedingly generous. But that generosity only, like, can only carry you so far, because it's like, well, what am I doing with all this stuff? I don't have a need to use my crystals often. I'm skipping a lot of banners because I find them boring and the weapons, like, not that great, or the outfits not interesting. You know, I wreck the storyline. The storyline is already abridged as it is, but then it's abridged in a way that I'm not really... I kind of find it weird and cringy and not interesting, so I skip a lot of it. And that could just be a personal problem there, but even if I were to watch it all, there really isn't... Like, it's not that much. It's really not that much, because you plow through it. I didn't actually finish this because I'm trying to take my time. I did enough to get the dungeon unlocked because I wanted to use some keys before Sunday. But, yeah, so I didn't finish this, but I can't imagine it's too much longer because I have already unlocked the exploration. So I guess we'll see. I could be totally wrong here. There could be a ton of story available right now, and I'm just fucking clueless. But I doubt there's that much more. So yeah, it's just like, all right, so yeah, we get a couple new story chapters. We get another dungeon that we have to annoyingly grind 6 times just to unlock the highest level. And then you got to figure out the highest level, which there's a Reddit post with the very hard crisis info. I'm just going to look at that. One other thing that I mentioned, Reddit. I saw on Reddit, there's a bunch of people complaining about new characters. They don't want new characters because the pool of weapons is going to become diluted. Like, you guys, like, you understand that the pool is already diluted with a bunch of shitty launch weapons. Like, adding new weapons that are better is only going to add more better weapons to the pool. Like, eventually there will be more good shit, hopefully, than the bad launch shit. Like, you want the pool to become more diluted. And as they add more, they might even eventually increase the rates. Like, games like this will often take, like the launch ones, you know, like something like launch 5 stars, or, you know, whatever, will have like a 15% rate, whereas the newer banner 5 stars will still have the 7.5% or whatever, which is an insane rate as it is if you think about it, but it doesn't seem that high. I don't know, it's very weird. But however it works, don't worry about the pool becoming diluted, because it's already full of shit. It's already full of shit. You want better stuff in there, and you can always wish list the stuff you want, which is great. So always take advantage of the wish list. Try to move that around, switch that around often, and develop different things. Get them, you know, up to snuff just so you can use them. Yeah, the wish list is great. The rates for it aren't perfect. They're not fabulous, but, you know, can you really complain? I mean, it's better to have it than not. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've said all that I could say. You know, I know a lot of people think that I really hate this game and I like want it to fail or whatever, because it seems that way. But my feelings, like, if you're getting that idea, it's just because, like, I'm frustrated that the game is not as fun as I believe it should be. Now, if you're having a lot of fun, that's great. I don't blame you. I'm not faulting you. You're not a bad person for having fun. But would it hurt for them to add more stuff? Wouldn't you be having more fun? Wouldn't you have more stuff to have fun with, right? So, like, why is it bad for some of us that have already completed everything, that are bored with the characters that are available and getting recycled in every banner? Wouldn't it be nice for us to have something too? Like, if we get something, you get something as well, right? So, like, come on. I'm just frustrated that the game it's got so much potential. I hate saying this about games. It's like such a cliche commentary about games. This game has so much potential. Like, but will they realize that potential? I don't know. This is a step in the right direction. It is a massive improvement. The release of the Steam client, release of a new character, recycled events, lots of good stuff. We just need to see what's next. If like I said, if in 2 weeks we see, hey, mid-February release schedule, new character, new content, if I see that, I will definitely, my faith will be renewed, 100%. But yeah, if it's another 3 months before we get another character update, in 3 months, you're gonna have me talking mad shit about this game again, probably. I'm fucking bored. Give me more shit. God damn it. Son of a bitch. But yeah, sorry. Pardon my language. Hope kids are not watching this shit. Anyway, that's the video. I'm gonna go do some draws for Yuffie, run some event stuff, just farm, you know? Like I said, I got the day off work. I haven't really had a chance to focus on this game since the new content came out. I kind of just blitzed through what I could, as I said, to get the Crisis dungeons unlocked. So yeah, I haven't even done my daily or premium quests yet today. So yeah, I got tons of stuff to do. I gotta go, guys. Peace.